So what's the difference between a first party, a second party, and a third party audit? It's really simple. First party audits are when a person is auditing your company. They're auditing your internal quality system, and we call those also internal audits. But it has nothing to do with who actually performs the audit. The audit is for your company. It's an internal audit for you to make sure that your quality system is effective. It could be conducted by any of your employees. It could be conducted by a consultant. But regardless of who performs it, it's still a first party because it's for your company. First person, for example. A second party audit is for your supply chain. You're auditing your supplier. It could be performed once again by any of the people that are qualified as lead auditors in your company, or it could also be conducted by an auditor that you've hired, let's say a consultant. It could also be done by a notified body. Notified bodies do second party audits sometimes when they're going through the CE marking certification or MDSAP certification process. They'll do unannounced or announced audits that are second party audits. But in those cases, we don't call them second party audits. They're part of the third party certification process. We call those third party audits. So whether you're doing a stage 1 certification audit, a stage 2 certification audit, or it's an audit of one of your suppliers, when a third party certification body does the audit, it's no longer considered a second party audit if it's in your supply chain. If the FDA goes and visits one of your suppliers to inspect them because they're doing all the manufacturing and they have concern about the manufacturing process, it's still a third party audit. So third parties, when it's done by a certification body or a regulator. A second party audit is when your company is hiring somebody or somebody in your company is auditing a supplier. And a first party audit is when you're auditing your own company or a consultant has come in to audit your company. Another important fact that you should know about audits is the third party auditors cannot give advice. Legally, they're not supposed to give you any advice that would be a conflict of interest for them, because they're recommending that your quality system is effective, but they're not supposed to take their own knowledge and give you advice on how to implement your quality system. A consultant, however, if they're doing a first or second party audit, they're allowed to give advice. You may or may not want to give advice to a supplier, but if you are going to hire them and have them make product for you, it's in your best interest to have them have a better quality system. So you might provide that advice to them. At the same time, you might be going and picking a supplier because they're better than you and you want to learn from them. So partnering with a better company makes you better often. So that in those cases, you're not giving them advice, they're giving you advice. And you might invite them to your facility to take a look at a process and give you advice. If you're conducting a first party audit, consultants can give you advice, or an auditor in your company can give a department manager advice. Oftentimes, the people that have the training to be lead auditors know the quality system requirements better. And if they've done substantial number of audits, especially at other companies during supplier audits, they've learned a lot in the process and they can share that knowledge with people that they're auditing. I hope that helps. Stay tuned for more audits about how to audit. Thank you. Bye-bye.